Hello and welcome back to Long Range Productions. Today we will be looking at two very different yet very similar combat firearms. Today we have the Smith and Wesson M&P9 and the Springfield XD9. This is, however, not quite a Springfield XD9. This is before Springfield started importing them from Croatia. This is actually an HS2000. Everything is the same in it, with the exception of the front Picatinny rails and the fact that it says Springfield XD. This one says HS2000, which is the parent company in Croatia that actually makes the XDs for Springfield Armory. As you can see, all firearms are empty and clear. Like to be safe here on Long Range Productions. So let's get started, shall we? Now, here we go. You know, when you're talking about polymer firearms, service type handguns, and, you know, size makes a big difference, and weight. Both of these firearms are of equal weight, pretty much. The difference being, really, that the XD is a little more top heavy. The slide is a little beefier. You know, some people may find that to be a problem, others don't. Personally, me, I have no problems with it. I love this gun. It's been a performer for me. I've done some amateur competitions with it. It's been excellent. The M&P9 is a newer gun for me. It feels great. It really does feel great in the hand. The adjustable palm swells for the grips really help to fine-tune the handgun and get it right where you need to be, so it has real nice grip to it. The other really nice thing about the M&P is it has a nice beaver tail back here, so you can really get a nice high purchase on the gun. Also lower bore axis. You know, nobody's behind this camera, so you can see from where my finger is, which is about on line with the highest I can get a grip on this gun, you're talking about maybe 3/4 of an inch right there as far as the bore axis goes. With the XD, you still have a little bit of a beaver tail here. Houses the grip safety, but you know, you just can't get quite as high of a bore or as low of a bore axis with this gun. It's 2 fingers here for me in width, which gives about an inch. So it is a little higher bore axis. Some people say that increases muzzle climb. You know, you have more leverage working against you and all that. It doesn't really matter for me. Both guns are about the same size all around. You're talking about the XD overall is a little bit shorter as far as overall length of the slide, and a lot of that is due to, again, the Smith and Wesson beaver tail. No slide bite, you know, with the M&P or the XD for that matter for me. I do get slide bite with Glocks. It's just a you know, something that I get with them. Other people do too. Some people don't. You take away that beaver tail though, and they are almost identical in overall length. The other thing is height. Now, both of these guns are the same height from the bottom of the grip to the top of the slide. It is pretty comparable overall. Weight, like I said, the M&P is slightly lighter. The XD has a little bit more heft up top. You know, overall, not too bad though between the two. Trigger feel. Now, I know that this is a little bit of a opinionated way to go about it, but you know, saying feel. Well, the trigger feel on the M&P out of the box, now this gun has about 1,000 rounds through it thus far, and the trigger is really smoothed up from when I got it. When I got the gun at first, the trigger felt okay, was a little gritty. It has since cleared up. Again, check, make sure the gun is clear. It is clear. This is the one problem that I have with this gun. The trigger feels great doing the take up. It's not really a clean point at which it breaks. You can see there's quite a bit of slop before it finally goes. If I reset the striker, there's really nowhere to tell where the actual trigger resets. Now I go out to here and it feels like it's reset because it hits this little point right here and it just wants to go back forward. That is actually not the reset point. The reset point is a little bit further up, and then there's a little bit of sponginess here, and then finally the brake. So it takes a little bit of getting used to with the reset. It definitely isn't all that short of a reset, and if you listen closely, I'm going to stop talking here for a second so you can actually hear when the trigger does reset. Ready? Not very audible at all. That little tiny click was it. As far as the XD, this gun, the only work that's ever been done on it has been the black tea coating, which did help the trigger a little bit. The trigger bar in the HS is a little beefier than that in the XD9s that I've seen recently. You know, the trigger does feel a little bit better in this than all the out of the box XDs that I've come across, but it does feel 95% like a stock XD trigger. So let's go here. It is clear. Now, trigger take up, you know, there's quite a bit of take up again, but once you hit the wall, just kind of stops, and then it's a clean break with just a little bit more motion. Reset is a lot nicer also. Coming back, coming back, coming back, and there's an audible click right about here. There you go. Audible click for the reset. You can actually feel it through the trigger, and then coming back for the take up. And again, a little bit of mushiness, but that take up right there, the reset, it's about the same length as the M&P, maybe a tad bit longer, but the break is just that much better. It is a nice trigger out of the box with the XD. Now, moving on to reliability. Like I said, I have about 1,000 rounds through this gun. I know other people that have this gun and have put thousands and thousands of rounds through it, and it has been 100% reliable. You know, it is a very, very reliable gun from every report that I've ever heard, and from my own experience thus far in the 1,000 rounds that I've had it. I have taken it and shot in a competition with it. It was 100% flawless. I've gone to the range multiple times, put rounds through the gun. You know, it has been flawless, my own reloads and factory. It's just been great, and it's a fantastic shooter. XD, again, 100% flawless. I have a few thousand rounds through it now, and it has been 100%. Never given me an issue. You know, I think I had one fail to fire, and that was due to a bad primer. I put it in another gun, still failed to fire. You know, it just was one of those things where I just happened to get a bad primer. Tap rack bang. That's why we practice tap rack bang though.